video number 41 for violin and viola players. And in this video, we are going to be putting our fingers down and bowing. We're not going to be reading any music with that just yet, because again, we want to add things one thing at a time. We're of course going to be using our metronome. Today, I'm going to be using a violin to play. So violas, it's your turn to hopefully not be confused, but you know where your D string is, you know where your A string is by now. If you don't, you need to go back to like video 2, right? Okay, you know what about your instrument now and how to play all the different notes. Now, what I want to do, of course, is just echo some open strings first, okay, so we can get better and better at that. You may notice that I'm now echoing slightly faster. We're echoing at the speed of 60 now, like we used to do back when we were plucking. Okay. Good bow hold, halfway between the bridge and the fingerboard, touch just the D string. Okay, make sure you're way up here, press in halfway and get all the way to the tip. 4 Ds, echo me. And go, D, 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 switch to the A string, 4 As. And go, A, 2 Ds. Reverse A, then D, and go A, D, D. Now 3 Ds, 1 A. And go D, 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 A. Reverse 3 A's, 1 D. Go A, D. Take a moment to check your bow hold. Make sure everything's good. Okay, curve pinky, bent thumb, you can see a hole, touching on the middle joint, pinky on the tip. Now do D, A, A, D, try that. And go D, A, D. Let's do the reverse, A, D, D, A. A, D, D, A. This should start to be getting a little bit easier for you at this point. If you have been doing your practicing, if you have been listening to all the things that I've suggested, as far as if you were getting an airy sound, use more weight and possibly more bow, okay? If you were getting, or a weak sound, if you're getting a weak sound or an airy sound, more weight and possibly more bow. If you're getting a scratchy sound, first start using more bow. If you're using your whole bow, then lighten up. If you're still hitting 2 strings, occasionally, that's normal. If you're hitting 2 strings on every single note, that is not normal. The first thing you want to check is make sure you're not playing over the fingerboard. Make sure you're halfway between, okay? Remember, the strings are closer together there, and that can cause you to hit 2 strings. It's harder to play there and not hit 2 strings, all right? Now, what I want to do now is we're going to be putting some fingers down, just echoing the notes that you already know. So put 3 fingers down on the D string, the note G. And hopefully at this point, if you have been working through your videos in order and you have been practicing all the things you should practice, by now your fingers should be strong enough to get a good sound, okay? Remember when you very first started plucking, you got a funky sound like that, most likely. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you anymore. Check now. We gotta now not only worry about our bow hold and straight bow and bow arm, we now gotta also worry about this. This is why we do things in pieces. Try 4 Gs on the D string. So put 3 fingers down on the D string, and now you're going to bow on the D string. It's just like you did with plucking, but now with your bow. Okay? 4 Gs. Echo me. And go. G, 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 G. Now you may have noticed that you're like, I've gotten so good at not hitting 2 strings, and then when I put my G finger down, now I'm hitting 2 strings again. That's normal. It's not good, but it's normal, because what's happening now is we're pressing the string down a little harder. So we're pressing the string down, so now the strings up here, even though it's only a tiny bit, they're a tiny bit more even, okay? So it is harder now to not hit 2 strings, but you can definitely do that. Try that again. 4 Gs. You have to work even harder. Whatever you did to make sure you don't hit 2 strings, do that again. If you're hitting the A string also, bring your arm up. If you're hitting the lower string, the G string, bring your arm down. 4 Gs again, make it sound like mine, echo me. And go, G, 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 G. Now let's say you were getting a good sound on your open D and you get this sound when you play G. You don't have a strong enough left hand, okay? You need to press in harder with your left hand. Here's the trick. You've got to press in really, really hard with your left hand, but don't now press in harder with your right hand. Remember, only halfway down. If you press in super hard here, yay. If that causes you now to press in super hard here, listen. We don't want that, okay? So your hands have to do something different. This one has to press in hard. This one, kind of halfway, all right? Try G's again, one more time. Echo me. And go. G, 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 G. Now do 4 F sharps. Pick up a finger. And go. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. Now do 2 G's, 2 F sharps. And go. G, G, F sharp, F sharp. Now do 2 E's and 2 F sharps. 1 finger, then 2 fingers. E, then F sharp. And go. E, E, F sharp, F sharp. Now it's going to be tricky. E, F sharp, G, G. Try that. 1 finger, 2, then 3. E, F sharp, 2 G's. Echo me. And go. E, F sharp, G, G. Now go to the A string. Okay, still got to press in hard here. Don't lighten up on your left hand, but you do need to lighten up a little on your right hand. 4 high D's. And go. High D, high D, high D, high D. 2 high D's, 2 C sharps. And go. High D, C sharp, C sharp. Very decent chance that you're sounding a little scratchy on the A string. Okay, if you're sounding scratchy, remember, lighten up. Okay, 2 B's, 2 C sharps. And go. B, B, C sharp, C sharp. Now B, C sharp, high D, high D. And go. B, C sharp, high D, high D. Now before your next video, what should you do? Just practice notes just like I did. You choose the order. If you want to try to be super advanced, because maybe that's easy for you, do some skipping. D straight to F sharp, D straight to G, high D to open D, C sharp to open D, those kinds of things. Those are more challenging, which we will do in future videos, but if you want to get ahead, that's what you should do. Be ready for your next video.